Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we mentioned earlier, we'll be talking about the issue of overpopulation. One of the main problems here in Egypt is overpopulation, as population increases annually by 2.5% and is expected to reach 151 million people by 2050. According to the Central Agency for Public Mobilization and Statistics, CAPMAS, the population reached 96.3 million in early 2018. And as we said earlier, that we shall talk more about the issue of overpopulation and its effect on the process of development, especially that Egypt now is carrying out several projects in so many sectors. We're going to shed more light on this issue with our guest over the phone, Dr. Hanady Ragaei, Professor of Human Development. Good morning to you, Dr. Hanady.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Doctor. Now, to start with, what are the main causes of overpopulation growth here in Egypt?
Actually, the overpopulation here in Egypt is coming because of the Egyptian culture, and it's very old culture in the Egyptian people. Because they do believe that when you have a lot of kids, that means the large families, so it means safe and secure. Before, it doesn't have that much negative effect on our society because we've been, this is maybe in 60s and 50s. It was normal to have 9 and 10, even 12 kids. Only 2 years. You can find the brothers and sisters. They are bigger than each other, 2 years. And this comes from the culture in the Egyptian people to have a large family, unfortunately.
Yes. Dr. Hanady, why is it a must to address the problem and to unify efforts in order efforts here, I'm talking about the efforts of the government, the civil society, everyone. How can we unify all these efforts in order to face this problem?
Actually, when we have the overpopulation, as we said, that means these people, they will ask for a lot of services, starting from the day one they born, because the hospitals, and then these kids, they will be, of course, grown up, and they need medical care, they need education, they need house to live, and they need to have all their life activities. So the country is supposed to give this and supposed to provide this for the society. When we are overpopulation, that means we are not ready to cover all these needs. And even if we cover this need, it will not be the proper standard that we are looking for, even from the health perspective or from the financial perspective. Because when the parents, they have a lot of kids or they have a lot of big family, absolutely the financial situations, it will be a little bit unstable. And this will affect to their education, the type of education.
Yes,
because the parents, they will say, okay, instead of, to educate my kids in X amount of schools, let's do it X minus, because he has a lot of kids. But when we are limited, first of all, you're going to raise your kids very psychologically a good girl or boy. And unfortunately, the Egyptian culture, a little bit, maybe recently we start to believe in this. The psychologically part in our populations and in our new generations, before we are not caring about this type of psychological health.
Yes.
That's why nowadays, all the new generations after this, globalizations and the type of studying and the internet and all of these, no, they are believed in the psychologically, so that all the pillars in the country will be affected from this overpopulation.
This is a huge problem, Dr. Hanady, that, as we mentioned, that needs the collaboration of everyone in order to face. But what are the steps that should be taken to face this problem?
I think we need a big awareness program for all the populations, for all the segments, and especially in the governments. not
Yes.
in the capital, not in Cairo. I mean, because the media, it's doing the proper awareness in the all media, even TVs, radios, and so on. But we have a lot of, Upper Egypt, and in our government, we need more and more. Maybe we can make a business acumen or a contributions between the ministers, and they start to have some committees which suppose to travel everywhere to give this awareness, even to the females and males, especially the farmers. As you know, our Egyptians farmers, they do believe to have a baby boy. They do believe in this, and still they do believe in this. So the mommy starts delivering babies 1 and 2 and 3 till she has the baby boy. We need to change the culture. We need to make an awareness program. We need to make, a knowledge, give them the knowledge and why we are limiting our population, because the benefit, it will be, back to there. So that's why it is a huge project, and all the ministers have to be, contribute in this project.
Yes. Here, I would like to focus more, Dr. Hanady, on the role of the civil society and non-governmental organizations as partners now to the government and the private sector as well. What would be the role in the civil society, especially that they already have hands on the problems in rural areas? They already go to villages to carry out projects. So how can they help in solving this problem?
I think maybe we can, if it is possible and the villages accept this, we can make it some, obligations. Like many countries make this. If they are not listening with awareness, with talking, maybe we can give them a medicines, some of treatments, from HR perspective. The medical insurance for any employee, for example, let me tell you this example. I'm covering the employee, the spouse, and 2 kids, okay? If he has a third and the fourth one, he has to take care about this kid totally. I'm not responsible of them. So if the country or the civil ministry is starting to do little bit, I cannot say a punishment, because we cannot punish the people that they have kids, but we need to put some rules and obligations which make the citizen to think twice when he has the 4th and 5th kids. I think this is the second step or the second phase that the ministers have to do it, because some of our population segment, they don't believe in limiting the population. So this is one of the solutions. We can do also for the education. If they are going to the school, for example, for free in the villages, maybe the third baby, it can be he has to pay the fees. Medical part, as we said, everything, even the enjoyment, the sports, everything. So he will have a financial responsibility. So he will think twice and third before he has the 3rd and 4th baby.
Definitely. What is the effect of the problem of overpopulation on development? Now, Egypt has been embarking on a new era of mega projects. The president inaugurated several projects and also launched several initiatives such as Hayat Karima or Decent Life Initiative. And all these projects and initiatives target the lives of the Egyptian citizen, especially the simple or the limited income Egyptian citizen. So in what way does the problem affect such mega projects and such development projects?
Of course, it will affect negatively, because if the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is making the Hayat Karima for all these populations, and they have a very proper life, clean and neat houses, as we see in all the media, okay, this will affect the development, because if we will be increased more and more, the development plan will be affected and it will be limited.
Definitely.
So that the citizen, he will never get satisfied, and after a while, from where we will can find the budget for all of these people who are increasing every 1 hour or every 1 minute, maybe.
The
Sometimes they are
resources
just,
even.
yeah.
Yes.
It is a huge, a challenge for our president. But till when he will develop and have an Haya Karima for these people? So if we are not helping our government or our country, never ever, you cannot clap with your one hand. This is what
Yes.
I would say. Even if our president trying to help us with the development and having a proper life, but also the Egyptian citizens also have to think. And I think this needs, again, we are going to the same box, a firm and aggressive awareness for that people. For that people. I think that kind of, again, I couldn't say a punishment, but it has to be a little bit firm, not aggressive, and let's be firm, and we can, explain to that type of people what is the negative side that you're going to have if you will not follow our development plan. And they are not too much, by the way, because all the people now in Egypt, in different segments, they do believe in development, and they need their kids and their family to have a good food, education, Haya Karima life. That's it. So I think this is the only solution.
Yes. I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Hanady Ragaei, Professor of Human Development. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. And ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this edition of the Breakfast Show. Today, tomorrow, inshallah, you will be meeting with another crew who will be discussing with you more topics. But for now, I'd like to thank you very much for being with us. Have a great day.